Guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are old, thank you for joining me, and if you are new, my name is Shante. Thank you for taking the time to click on my link. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. So today this video is about Dubai, my trip there, the concerns I had, how it feels to travel on your own as a black woman. Oh my gosh. I was asked a lot of questions when I came back from my trip, so I would like to go into that, but I'm gonna first talk about Dubai itself. So I had the pleasure of traveling to Dubai for 6 days for my 29th birthday last year. I happened to stay in a place called JW Marriott's Marquis Hotel in the Business Bay, which is in the heart of the city. Literally the heart of the city. Dubai is known for its tourism and skyscrapers. We've got the mall that advertise it. You can do skiing here. You've got an aquarium. We've got lots of different hoods and stuff like that. Like, it's really pleasing to the eye. We've got the Burj Khalifa, of course. We've got Dubai Marina, Mall of the Emirates, and places like this. So this is why I wanted to go. Also, because many years ago, I used to apply on Emirates careers, and I thought I wanted to be an air hostess, but I was not successful. I cannot swim, my hair will frizz, Dubai's next top model. So I just told myself that I would one day take the time to travel with them, and you hear good things about Emirates anyway. Obviously it was economy. The leg space was divine. The people you're traveling with are nice. The customer service is A1. The food's tasty. The flight was very smooth. For myself, I don't sleep on flights, so I took the time to colouring that kids' colouring book that they give out. So that was fun for me to do. What I did in Dubai was I wanted to go to the spa, the fountain, and just to look around. I wanted to get some perfumes, and I know that Dubai is a safe place. The crime rate is very low. It's metropolitan, cosmopolitan. I don't know what that word is, but you'll see people from different religions, backgrounds, and everything there. So I thought I would go to there and check it out. Only concerns, first of all, was traveling alone as a black woman. I'm always a person that will say you should travel alone because you might not get to see the place. Don't wait around for people for you to go and visit a place that you want to see. And also, if you're gonna get kidnapped, do it overseas in the sun. You don't want to be kidnapped in dry ass England. So I try not to let them things concern me. I'm not going to go to Russia and get stoned though. That's one thing. Everywhere you go, there's just going to be some sort of deep-rooted racism that you're going to have to not deal with, but it's gonna happen. I will get to things that did happen to me because of how my appearance. So the heart of the city, Business Bay, I took the time to learn how to use the tube. The tube is very safe, clean and fast, and it is very affordable. Dubai Mall is literally 2 stops away, which is £1, which is equivalent to 4 dirhams, and the Mall of the Emirates is on the other side, which is another 2 stops, which is also 4 dirhams. If you was to go to a place, let's say the Old Souk Market, which is like 40 minutes away, that would be like 8 dirhams. In the taxi, don't take the taxi. The taxi is 40 dirhams approximately, so that's like £9 because I had taken a taxi from my, I was going to say residency, from my hotel to the Old Souk, and then I decided to get the tube back. just to see how it is. I feel like when you go to these places, it's best just to learn. There's a lot of people commuting. It's a safe place. You've got different carriages. You've got a carriage for the men, and you've got a carriage for the women and the kids. You cannot eat chewing gum on there. You will get fined. It's got air conditioning if you like that kind of shit. Air conditioning is not for me. It does something here. I feel like also I'm going to a country that's very hot. It just makes no sense. Air conditioning doesn't make sense to me, but it has that. If those are concerned, there's air conditioning everywhere in that place. Also, I'm grateful that I had no choice but to learn to commute, because I had taken a taxi the day before, and I got in the taxi, and the first thing he said is, "So do you have a husband?" So I'm like, shit, no, hello, and everything like that. So I'm like, yeah, my husband's overseas. He's in England waiting for me to come back. I'm here for my birthday and whatnot. He's like, oh, too, I have a wife waiting for me to. I said, like, if you're married, what happened to being married as one? So I'm like, oh no, you can't be doing that. You've got a wife and kids. I hope you should be wanting to be faithful. And he's like, oh, but here's so lonely. And the black women, they come here and they do things for 3,000 dirhams. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not here for my chest to be shat on. Thank you very much. I'm just here to look for the things that I want to get. Yeah. So I understand they do all this, but that's not for me. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I was just letting you know, maybe you can give me your number, so when you need another taxi, you can phone me, and it will be cheaper. I says, oh, okay, I'll take your number. I didn't use a SIM card, so I was like, oh, I can't phone it. And he's like, that's no problem. Just give me your hotel room number. So I'm like, okay, let me come out of the car now. I feel like, I don't think it was because I was a black woman. I just think it was because that I was there on my own. I feel like in places like that, they might not be as respectful if they don't see you with a man, right? And I think that's also because, to me, skyscrapers symbolize penises. So they're only really respectful of the penis, let's say. I know it seems strange. I think that everybody should go to the perfume market and the supermarket, because I brought things like eucalyptus and sandalwood, and I still have them to this day. The quality is very good, the quantity also, but the quality, I brought my perfumes also. I love the smell of them, so I would be going back purely based on getting perfumes. I know there's other things to do. I'm not really into the nightlife like that. I did make a few friends who we do keep in touch with each other. And it's nice because when you meet people from other continents, they say, come to this continent. Before I went to the market, I had asked my hotel concierge if there's like the person who will come with you who knows this place. And I said, hi, is there anyone that lives around here who, you know, who has free time and they go around with people and they show them the place? And he was like, oh no. It's like, that doesn't happen here. He's like, in fact, don't even speak to the local people. But I did speak to the local people, and they're very friendly. They're very friendly. They're very complimentary. I love how they look so beautiful. The scarf and everything, and the light makeup, yeah, and the glittery sandals. The toes don't even need to be painted. It doesn't matter. They make it seem like you can't talk to these people. I don't know if that's also to do with the history. I don't care. There was this one unfriendly woman who I crossed paths with, and I had walked in front of her and she yelled out, "You bitch," and I said to her, "It's Juma, I'm going to pray for you." It is the 28th of August and this concludes my trip to Dubai. I've had such a lovely time. I'm looking forward to go back to the airport today. The airport, customs, that's it. That is the one time that I faced trouble. So I'm going to be calm while while talking about this. When people was asking me questions about if anything happened, it just got me more angry. Like, I'm telling you, like, I got to Dubai. I'm walking along, so excited, everything like this, and I meet this lovely Caucasian lady in the line, and so she's handed her passport to the guy. He hasn't opened the passport, and so I'm speaking to her, and I'm like, okay, I'll speak to you on the other side. So I get my passport ready, and the man's like, you go over there, you're an immigrant. I'm not even going to do the accent and how aggressive he was, but he just told me that I was an immigrant and I must go over there. So I'm looking around, and I speak to the lady. I said, is this correct? She goes, oh, I don't know, nothing to do with this. And I said, I thought, you know what, of course you don't know. Because we're just different anyway. So I said, you know what, okay. I said, I'm not no immigrant. Here's my passport. Let me do the I thing. He goes, you're an immigrant. I said, I'm not no immigrant, yeah. Here's my passport. He's like, I'm telling you. I said, I tried to speak to his friend. And his friend's like, no, I'm speaking to you. You're immigrant. I goes, listen, why are you so angry? You need to go and take a shit. Take my passport and do my eye thing, yeah? And then he's like, no. I said, you know what? Okay. I'm going to take my passport to the ladies over there. So I'm walking across and I'm cussing. I know we're in an airport. I don't give a fuck. Like, don't be rude. And I get to the women. I said to her, what's wrong with your colleagues over there? I think they need to go take a shit. They're so angry. I've given them my passport and it's telling me I'm an immigrant. Like, can you just take my passport? And she's taken the passport and we've done the eye thing. It goes straight through. So I'm like, okay, thank you. She's like, okay, take this SIM card. I didn't take the SIM card. You don't need to track me. I'm not anybody. You don't need my details like that. So I take 5 steps, literally 5 steps with my bum bag. You stop here. I said, okay. Because we need to search you. So I said, okay, is this a random search or what? He's like, no, it's not random. And I asked him this because in security, you have random search and you get searched if you have been profiled. So to me, if it's not a random search, you are profiling me. So I said to him, so okay, if it's not random, you're profiling me. Is it because I'm black? And his colleague popped the fuck out of nowhere like a genie in a lamp and was like, what do you mean is it because you're black? You get inside. I said, I'm only asking a question and the way that you've responded to me lets me know that this is the reason. So he's got mad and walked off and I'm waiting for the ladies to search me because you can't search, men can't search women in other countries. I think it's here too, but I search them and I don't care. I don't really care about that. We're gonna get a job done. So the women have searched my bag. They said, oh, nothing's in here. And I goes, of course not. I didn't even risk bringing a piece of bud. Like, I'm not that stupid. I'm not trying to get in trouble out here. So I've walked and I picked up my suitcase. I'm like, yes, I'm here. 5 more steps. 5 additional more steps. Hi, come with me to the left. I'm like, oh, you joking, right? She's like, no. We need to search you. There's something in your suitcase. Something popped up on an x-ray. So I'm like, no, nothing popped up on the fucking x-ray, yeah? I've already been searched twice down there, please. I don't want any more grievances. And she's like, if something pops up on there, we're going to search you. I go, but nothing's popped up on there because there's nothing in there in the first place. So if you're going to search here, please make sure that you put my clothes back nice and tidy. And she's just looking at me, going like this. So I'm like, okay, so what are you doing here? She's like, I'm doing my job. So I goes, okay, please explain to me the part of your job which you are doing, because how am I going to understand what you're doing if you do not explain your job? Only you can explain your job to me. And she's looked at me and slammed the suitcase and goes, okay, there's nothing in there. And I've just walked off. I'm just so livid at that moment because it's like, there was nothing in there at all. So you've stopped me 3 times and I don't understand the problem with that. I wanted to get some kind of solution with the airport. Also, I had another altercation. See, this is the problem. So first of all, I had that problem arriving to Dubai, and now I'm having a problem leaving because I got to check in my bags, and I've checked in my bag. The lady said you can either take it on board with you or we will put it on the plane. So I've said to myself, I'm going to put it on the plane. I paid for it to be on the plane. I'm going to put it on the plane, but I'm going to write my email address on it because I have a sneaky suspicion these bitches are not going to get my suitcase there. I arrived at London at 8 p.m. Why was my suitcase not there? My suitcase did not turn up. Right. So I've had to wait till 11 o'clock for everyone to go, and my suitcase is still not there. So I've spoken to the people at the reception, and they've said, oh, but this suitcase was definitely on the flight. So I said, okay, but this suitcase is definitely not in my hands right now. So there's a major problem. I don't want to go home without my suitcase. And they was telling me that they're going to contact Dubai's airport to see if they can get it on the next one. So I'm on the tube home, pissed as fuck. I'm checking every update. I got home about midnight. I received a text message from PayPal saying, oh, your details have been changed. So I've checked everything. The recipient was changed. They tried to order pizza. The fact that they said that the baggage wasn't there, and then it was. I know the next day I phoned up Emirates trying to get to an English person. Now it took me like a whole hour to get to someone in Manchester. So I wrote like 5 long complaints. They fobbed me off with 10,000 miles. I don't even think that can get me a keyring. I was very upset by that because I wanted to use Emirates for a long while. You want to build up your miles, of course. So I think that was the only problem that I had with traveling as a black woman, just as a being, I think, in general. Like, I'm happy that I shared this with people because I didn't realize like the hindrance that it actually is. I'm gonna leave on that note. If there are any questions that anyone wants to ask, then feel free to drop a message. Thank you for joining me, guys. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side.